Milwaukee at it again. A Milwaukee police takedown cost the city $150,000 in a lawsuit. And I honestly don't think that was enough for this story. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's Ricky Rich for Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
Finds police used force against an innocent man, then failed to make any record of it. Well, now the city is cutting that man a six-figure check.
Fox 6 investigator Brian Paulson live in the studio to show you the breakdown in communication that led to one bad night. Brian?
Yeah, Ted and Mary, when 5 police officers tackled Michael Poe at a hospital lobby in 2021, they say they were just following orders. Their sergeant now says they misunderstood. But it's what the sergeant did next that will cost you, the taxpayer, the equivalent of the city attorney's annual salary.
Cooperate.
2.5 years after Milwaukee police did this, the city is writing a check to Michael Poe for $150,000.
I'm just ready to move forward with my life.
According to the original police report, it never happened. And it might have stayed that way.
That man ain't did nothing.
If not for a citizen with a cell phone.
Yeah, I remember seeing the
You saw it on Fox 6?
Seeing it on Fox 6, yes.
And a Fox 6 investigation.
You knew it was going to happen, something bad was going to happen after that report.
Well, we all figured there was going to be a lawsuit. I mean, like usually when something like that airs, we figured there would be a lawsuit.
We just wanted something fair.
Poe sued Milwaukee police last year, not only because of what happened in the lobby of St. Mary's Hospital, but what happened after.
They knew that they did something wrong.
Would you raise your right hand to be sworn?
Now, newly released depositions offer further insight into what went wrong.
Just a miscommunication.
Mr. Poe was the victim of that miscommunication, which resulted in a violation of his civil rights.
It all started in April of 2021 in a private River West cigar lounge, where Poe and his friends were watching basketball.
We seen a big spark come from the ceiling.
Then I said, oh, it's a hole up in the ceiling.
A bullet from above struck a man in the lounge.
Blood is just gushing out of his leg.
So Poe and a friend rushed him to the hospital.
There's a hole in the ceiling.
Larry's like, I've been shot.
He said, I've been shot. I'm like, what?
Blood is pouring from his leg.
There, Sergeant Chance Bamba says he had no reason to suspect Poe had done anything.
He's, real relaxed, calm.
Until
I'm shot. What the am I supposed to do?
This man showed up at another hospital.
Nobody had practice.
Hey, this has to be one of the most random coincidences that resulted in this man ultimately getting a check. I had to stop and say that, like, just random. Let me back it up, son.
This man showed up at another hospital.
Nobody had prior knowledge of the second victim.
20-year-old Cameron Lee was in the apartment above the lounge when he accidentally fired his gun, then panicked.
There's got to be another way out.
Jumped off the balcony.
That was a pretty big jump.
And ran.
I don't know how I did it, but I just did.
Back at St. Mary's, suspicion turned to an innocent man.
We have reasonable suspicion that the crime has been committed.
For me?
Yes. I received a call from Sergeant Bamba, who had ordered me to place him in the back of the squad.
Officers William Mouch and Olivia Olson,
which is the order I was given by my sergeant,
say Sergeant Bamba ordered them to detain.
You hear the fingers pointing already. Hey, that's I can understand from the cop's perspective. Like, hey, boss told me to place you under arrest. What's silly to me though, or what? I mean, they're obviously not haven't explained it yet, or if they will, but they told you what happened. The bullet came through the roof. If you go back to the scene, right, see that there's a bullet that came through the roof. I mean, I'm not a professional in how these cases are handled, but I would think I would want to validate the story in some way before I start placing people under arrest, especially someone who's sitting right there, right there in front of me. It's not like he's trying to run or anything, but you would think I would go right? Someone should have already been at the scene of where it happened, doing an investigation. You see a bullet hole in the roof. You say, "Hey, how'd they get up there? Is there a upstairs unit, or are there people up there?" And then you go up there and you figure out, hey, yeah, the bullet went down and through the roof. So I don't even understand how they got to the point of arresting this guy. At least not to this point, unless I missed something. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't know. It's kind of wild.
Poe.
It was an order from the boss.
Bamba now says
I don't know if they were orders. I refer to them as simple asks.
they misunderstood.
I mean, it wasn't you better or there's consequences. It was for purposes of investigation. I would like you to place him in the back of a squad car.
Olson says they gave Poe a choice.
It's either you stand up and you go to our car, or you can do it in cuffs.
That police chief is a imbecile, a goofball, an idiot. Can't believe. I mean, that sucks, man. That sucks that your superior, you got someone, your boss, is throwing y'all on the sword. Oh, I don't think it was an order. I think it was I simply just asked them. You told them what to do. If they, in any other situation, if they wouldn't have complied, there would have been some sort of consequence or repercussion. Like what? That was an order coming from the superior. If your boss asks you to do something, you're supposed to do it, right? Just basic. Am I missing something? I don't think that was an order. This guy's he's an idiot.
I would like you to place him in the back of a squad car.
Olson says they gave Poe a choice.
It's either you stand up and you go to our car, or you can do it in cuffs.
I'm not standing up and I'm not doing it in cuffs either.
Why not?
Because I'm not.
Well,
I'm not.
And when he said, I don't want that choice, who escalated it from there?
I don't know.
As she and Mouch moved in to handcuff Poe,
Listen to me, I'm not going out like that.
he became irate.
I'm not going out like that. Sir, I'm not going out like that, man. When fingers are getting pointed at you for something that you didn't do.
What I do? First.
What I do?
Stop fighting.
What I do?
Stop fighting.
And then
What I do?
Stop fighting, sir.
this happened.
Stop to you. You gotta stop fighting now.
It's just basically
That looked like that hurt.
We guided him up with our force, and guided him to the ground.
Officer Mouch described it as a training technique known as decentralization.
The decentralization was a pull and push down. Basically, you secure the head and bring them to the ground.
But Sergeant Bamba later decided Poe simply fell down.
Mr. Poe kind of caught him off guard and stood up, and he lost balance and they fell to the ground.
Mr. Poe didn't just fall to the ground on his own, did he?
No, he definitely was assisted.
Do you believe that force was used against Mr. Poe?
Yes.
And anytime police use force, a supervisor is required to file a use of force report. Bamba never did.
Was it because Bamba didn't want to do the report on use of force?
Correct.
Did you think that was appropriate?
No.
The sergeant, who was already making plans to retire later that year, says he decided he could always file a report later if Poe complained.
If he calls, you can always, file a use of force then.
After our investigation, Poe sued, and last month the Milwaukee Common Council voted to approve a cash settlement, but not before the city attorney's office took one parting shot. In a letter to the Common Council, City Attorney Tierman Spencer writes, the case was headed for jury trial when Attorney Gendy unexpectedly accepted the city's earlier settlement offer. He says he did so the day after the city successfully defended police in another federal case.
It's just a way to try and make an excuse for what they've done.
Do you think at this point in time would it make sense to withdraw and say, listen, we won in federal court on the other case. We will win on this with you.
Deputy City Attorney Jennifer Williams says it's too late.
And before I could withdraw our offer, he accepted it.
The offer was there. It was never rescinded. We accepted it. And that's the way things work in this world.
That's a win.
Poe still
I'll
believes
take it.
police did something wrong that night.
But it was just one bad night.
Now he has 150,000 reasons to move on.
That doesn't erase all the great things the city has done. One bad night.
Our original story on this incident from last year has more than 2.6.
Yeah. I don't know. 150 for that? I don't know. I mean, I'll take it. I ain't gonna complain. I'll take it. But I did a story of those kids that got awarded $1 million for being wrongfully accused of doing blackface. They got $1 million. They got $500,000 each. I get thrown to the ground and accused of shooting somebody that I didn't do. And I get 150 grand. And then y'all tried to take it away from me. He got lucky. He won that. I mean, I wouldn't complain. I'll take the $150. I would take it. But let's talk about Poe, man. Hey, to the homie Poe, man. You not only, I mean, you got lucky. They could have took you out. I talked about it millions of times on this channel now that, if we can, let's not resist. I mean, you know you're innocent, and I get it. I've never been in a situation. I've never known anybody to be in a situation where they are convicted of something that they didn't do. But it happens, right? And it's a true fear for a lot of people, a lot of individuals, to be, especially people of color, to be convicted of something they never. It's like, I didn't even do anything, and now I'm going to jail, right? So, but if I were in his shoes, I would think I would be very confident that the homies that I'm with, and just the overall evidence is going, like, look, man, I didn't do this. I don't feel like it's right to be arrested. I would have gotten irate as well, but I don't think I would have took it to the point where I'm fighting with the police. Actually, I know I'm confident that I would not have taken it to the point where I'm fighting with the police, where they can ultimately shoot and kill me, and then my family get awarded some money, but I'm dead, right? So, yeah, man, we gotta be careful. This is an example. We gotta be careful. He got lucky. Good for him. He got his 150,000. The cops were. I mean, I'm not too mad at the arresting cops. I'm more mad at the superior. This is another example of just, the blind following the blind or whatever. This is a case where, people are, even though they may feel like something is not really right, they're just moving along because their superior is saying to move a certain way. And these are the type, when you see these in the police department and in our justice system, when you see stuff like that happens, this is the result of it, right? It happens in other industries. It happened with, sure everybody's familiar with the Boeing crashes, plane crashes, and all the issues that they have, but same thing happened there, right? Like, you got people saying, hey, this should not be doing this, but their superiors are saying, hey, this is how we're going to do it. And so the people do it, and then you end up with a plane crash that kills 350 people, right? 2 of them, right? So, this is just I think this is another example. That's why I'm upset with the police, or with the subordinates, but at the end of the day, that chief, he is a goofball. He did that, and then he got up out of there, and he will not suffer any consequence, whether it be legally or financially to it. Right? They're not going to go back and take his retirement away. So, he got off scot-free as well, and turned around and tried to put it back on them. Like, I don't know, that their whole relationship to me, because even the subordinates were putting it on him, and he's putting it back on them. I don't know. Maybe there's some other issues there that predates this whole thing. But I thought it was really, really weird that he tried to back out of the fact that he told them to detain Poe. So we saw it. He tried to change words around. I don't know what his deal is, but at the end of the day, my boy got $150,000. He got out of there unscathed, unhurt. So that's a win. All right, let's give him a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, this was interesting, but y'all be safe out there. Don't be wrestling around with the police. All right, this was interesting. It's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.